Help! 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 Ah, help! Help! Call 911. Call the cops. Call them. Hurry up! Hurry up! No, there was a robbery.
Oh,
Yeah, I just saw these three guys. They just robbed my cousin Max.
oh, it's gotta be good. We're live.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing? All right, so tomorrow night we got another fight coming up. Another cousin of mine gonna show up, trying to put in some work. Let's see what happens. We got the Dan Ige fight, Dan Ige versus Calvin Kattar. It's gonna be a really exciting fight, guys. I cannot wait for this. Two big time contenders, and they're gonna be duking it out tomorrow night. We'll see what happens. Okay, you wanna tell us a little bit about Dan? Dan,
Yeah.
man.
All right, so let's talk about Dan, Dynamite, 50K, whatever you want to call him. I call him cousin.
Ooh, that was smooth.
All right, so currently he's 14-2 in his MMA career.
50K?
Yeah, 50K Dan Ige.
Ah, okay. That's cool.
It goes kind of hard. All right, so he's 14-2 as a pro MMA fighter. He's on a 6-win streak in the UFC. He's only had 7 fights in the UFC, 8 including his Dana White Contender Series, which we won't count. But that 6-win streak, you're counting guys like Bektic, Danny Henry, who he ended up winning Performance of the Night from, and Mike Santiago.
Right.
Like, these are pretty good guys. He only has 2 finishes, the Henry and Santiago. His Dana White Contender Series was nice. He finished it with a rear naked. His first loss was to Julio Arce, and ever since then he's been on a streak.
I remember that fight. That was a really tough fight, man. Arce was no joke. He showed up.
It was, and a lot of people thought that Ige was gonna win because like he was this new up and comer, this and that, and he ended up taking the L. So it is what it is. I mean, talking about Dan, you're looking at a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's a brown belt in judo, and he was a D3 wrestler. He would rather fight this fight on the ground. That's what I'm looking at for this whole thing.
Absolutely.
He's got good hands, but I really think that his key to this is to take it to the ground and fight on the ground. From what we've seen with Kattar, I feel like that's going to be his best shot because no one knows what Kattar's ground game looks like. But I mean, Duke can take a punch too. That's another thing.
Yeah.
He's been hit and shown that he could take it. His last fight against Edson Barbosa, I mean, everybody says that Edson should have won, that it was a robbery, but same deal. He gets punched, knocked down, he gets up, wrestles him to the ground, stays on top and shows him how dominant he is. Second round gets kicked to the ground, wrestles him down, shows how dominant he is on the ground and pound type deal. Same thing in the third.
Hey, that's that Hawaiian in him.
That's it. He could take a punch.
Them boys, they tough. They go out there, they real tough. They don't back down from nobody. They take a shot, and tell you what, eventually game plans go out the window, and it's just, you pissed me off, and now I'm going to kick your ass.
Yeah.
And that's
All right.
what we like to call Hawaiian style.
I mean, I think the best thing about Dan is that since he's been in the UFC, you see that he's progressively getting better, as well as his opponents.
Absolutely.
And, like, each person he fights is a little bit better than the next, and a little bit better than the next. I mean, he beat Edson, and Edson is not somebody to just sleep on. It's not like Edson has never fought anybody good. He's fought the best of the best. He may not have beat them, but he fought them at their prime when they were the best.
Granted, Edson did come down to featherweight.
Yeah, he came down to try and fight Dan there.
So, on one hand, you could say that, he had a more drastic weight cut. So maybe he wasn't all there. Maybe the endurance wasn't all there. And, whenever we see guys drop down to a weight lower than what they're fighting at, they tend to have mental issues as well, where they're not able to take hits as well. But to me, it looked like Edson did all the things the right way. Yeah. He made that weight the right way. He did it the same way as Aldo does. He did a 10-pound. Yeah, he did a 10-pound head start to be able to make that weight cut, drop down to featherweight, and do it naturally and safely. And he went in there. He looked really good.
So he did not look bad.
Yeah,
he looked
he
awesome.
didn't look drained. It was more of a case to me where it was actually on the opposite side where he is just a bigger guy coming in, fighting smaller guys at a lighter weight class.
Yeah.
And I felt like Dan Ige did a really good job of holding his ground. He's a tough guy, doesn't back down, and he made a fight out of it.
Well, tell us about Kattar.
Now on the flip side, you got this guy, Calvin Kattar. Guys, this dude is no joke. This guy's a straight killer right here. This guy is fighting out of Massachusetts, born and raised. He's got the same amount of fights in the UFC as Dan Ige. He's got 7 fights. His overall fight record is 21-4, but out of his 7 in the UFC, he's 5-2. So that doesn't look too pretty. It looks, mediocre. But when you take into account the level of guys that he's fighting some real assassins out there, guys. Almost every guy is a top contender. His very last fight, he dropped and ended up finishing Jeremy Stevens. His fight before that, he fought Zabit, and Zabit, everybody knows Zabit is a badass, big-time up-and-comer, crazy striker. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve. And to be honest, when I watched that fight, Zabit, a lot of the time was trying to run away. He was trying to escape. He was trying to get away from Calvin because Calvin was looking to hurt him, looking to kill him. And that was one of his 2 losses was to Zabit, and the other one was to Renato Moicano, which was a really bad matchup for Calvin, and he really got the inside of his front leg torn up. And after that, you just saw him going for the home run kill after that. But that also tells you that this guy has that one-hitter quitter in him, okay? He can be down, and he lands that one shot, and it's over. Everything equals out when you got that one shot. We saw him against Shane Burgos. Shane Burgos is an excellent striker. This guy has hands, head movement. He can do it all. And to be honest, it was a little back and forth. I thought Shane was getting the better of him for the majority of the fight, but lo and behold, 3rd round, one big shot from Calvin, drops him, uppercut, actually 2 uppercuts to end up finishing him, and it was a wrap. So this guy's a very dangerous guy, and to be honest, me going for the Hawaiian, going for my cousin, Dan Ige, a little worried. This is going to be a really, really tough fight, and it'll be a definite statement if Ige can get this dub. So we'll see what happens.
Now, what I'm looking at between the 2 is that it's a bad matchup, period, for both of them.
Yeah.
Kattar doesn't fight anybody or hasn't fought anybody. He's only fought strikers. And now he's going to fight Dan, who's really a wrestler, jiu-jitsu kind of guy who'd rather take it down to the ground. And Dan's fighting a guy who is a striker, which is not Dan's real wheelhouse.
No.
So I'm excited to see it, but I'm also nervous for Dan.
So how does Dan win this fight?
Dan's got to win it through takedowns. I really think Dan's gonna win. It's gonna go split decision. I think he controls the first round by a takedown. He's gonna take him down and kind of control it on the ground. And then I think second round there's gonna be desperation in Kattar. So he's gonna feel like, man, I really gonna have to stand up and strike. And he's gonna look to try and stop the takedowns. And then third, I think Dan's gonna come in. It's gonna be pretty even, but I think 1 or 2 takedowns in that round with them both standing right back up immediately is how that fight's gonna end.
Okay. That sounds fun. Well,
hold on. Edit this out. It's only a 3-round fight, right? Okay. Just make sure. Like, I know it's a main event deal. Like, I don't want to sound stupid talking about 3 rounds and it's a 5-round fight. All right. Action.
Actually, I'm not 100% sure now.
Yeah. So, like, just saying that was like, go 5 rounds. Fuck. Scratch all that I just said.
It is 5 rounds?
It's a 5-round fight. So how does Ige win this? It's a lot of grit. He's going to have to finish him. His gas tank is not that great. and it's a 5-round fight.
Which is honestly surprising for a wrestler. You know, wrestlers usually have great gas tanks. They can last forever. But Ige, I think he spent a lot of energy with just straight power. You know, just overall, just grabbing and holding. You know, when you're doing all that, your body tenses up a lot more, and you end up getting tired quicker. So.
Yeah. So I mean, Dan Ige, he's gonna. I still think he comes out first round. He dominates by taking to the ground and just staying on him. You know, everybody's dry then, so you can still stay down, hold people down. Second round, I feel like he'll probably lose that round. I feel like Kattar's gonna come in with a little bit of a chip or a little bit of desperation mode kind of deal and strike a lot harder and try not to go to the ground at all. And then I think third round, if Ige is going to win, this is when he's going to have to win. He's going to have to finish him off. He's going to have to take him down and submit him, or take him down, ground and pound him until he quits. Because his gas tank, I don't see him going to the 4th and 5th round and doing well. If he does, if it ends up going to the 4th round or 5th round, he's going to be in deep water. But he's a Hawaiian, so he can swim.
Oh. Got the ones on this one, man. Got the quips, as we call it.
Yeah. So what do you think? How do you think he has to win?
My prediction for this fight, I'm going with Ige. Going with Ige as well. Obviously, gotta rep the fam. But I think it's gonna be a tricky one for him. I think he's got to do a lot of things right. He can't make any mistakes because this guy's got a great right hand. And he throws it right down the middle, which is honestly a big problem for Dan Ige's defense. He's really good at blocking hooks, outside shots, but right down the middle, jabs, straights, he usually eats them head on, and he keeps going. But you can't do that with this guy. This guy is very powerful. But with that said, the guy does leave himself open to certain attacks. He loves to leave his front leg there. We saw Hinato really take advantage of that, land a lot of inside leg kicks and just kind of tear him up there. And once you get him guessing about that leg kick, you can kind of capitalize on other mistakes and end up playing a chess game with him. But I think he needs to establish the leg kick. He has a real big-time haymaker with his wrestling style. He throws his head and drops that big right hand. Now, that right hand has some serious power in it. But I would like to see him use it more as a distraction and to enter into a change level, grab him, take him down, and control him on the ground and poundage. I want to see an early stoppage like he did. He has 2 fights where he stopped early, ground and pounding them out in the first round. And I would like to see that here. I want to see 100% in the first round and get him out of there, because I don't think that Ige will be able to last throughout 5 rounds with this guy. On the flip side, for Calvin, for him to win this fight, he just has to create space, stay away, and he just got to be smart with his striking and pick Ige apart. But it's going to be a really exciting fight. Very, very exciting fight, and I think it's going to be a slept-on fight, to be honest with you.
I think so. So, both going for Dan. He's family. What can we do? Hit him with the one time?
Hit him with the one time. One time.
Your turn.
You got it. God damn.
That actually hurt. God dang it.
Oh my God.